I'd like to talk about sitting meditation today and how to go about being comfortable. Now, we don't have to only do sitting meditation, but as a practice, sitting in meditation is very worthwhile. Now, you don't need anything to do it. You can sit on a chair or on the floor. The important thing is to keep your back straight so that you don't fall asleep. And so I'm going to show you some things I do have here. There are meditation cushions you can use. This one is filled with buckwheat. It moves around quite a lot, which is nice. And you can sit on it in a variety of ways. There are thicker ones. This one is filled with kapok, which is I suppose a kind of cotton. These are nice, they're kind of softer, but they sort of spring back. If you sit on this sideways, for example, which I'll show you in a moment, it won't retain its shape as easily. So that's something to think about. But if you're always sitting cross-legged, then that's a nice solution. This is nice and big and comfortable. There are huge ones. This one's really heavy. It's filled with buckwheat. You can sit on them, for example, like this. And then you're really quite high up here. And if you do that, you can keep your hands right on your thighs. Some people do like to keep their hands like this, but when you're sitting in this position, you kind of have nothing to rest your hands on. In different traditions, different people will tell you different things. But the honest truth is, whatever's comfortable for you is the thing you should do. Because you don't want it to be uncomfortable, you don't want it to be painful. Certainly, when you're first starting out, you don't want to be suffering, right? If you're not used to sitting with a straight back, for example, it'll be uncomfortable to sit like this for any length of time. The more comfortable you can make it, the better. You can have one foot in front of the other. In Hatha Yoga and some other traditions, we keep 3 fingers up and make a circle with our fingers like that. And put that on top, and you kind of go forward over your knees slightly. That's a nice position too. I like that. In Zen and even Theravada Buddhism, we make a mudra like this. We just slightly place our fingers on top of our other fingers and make a little circle like this. And you can then keep it on your navel. It's easier in lotus or half-lotus. Then you have a little bit of a place for that. Now, if you do sit with one in front of the other, another yogic technique is to actually put the heel of the inside foot gently into your perineum. If you don't have a cushion, you can take a blanket or a towel or a yoga mat and just sit on that. Or even yoga blocks. It doesn't necessarily have to be soft. In fact, this one's a little bit too soft. It ends up not being very high, but it does help. It's tilting my pelvis enough. I could sit like this comfortably, actually. Another option is a stool like this. Now, somebody made this one here. It's homemade. You can buy them online. This is a sort of Japanese style meditation bench. The way you use the bench is you just put it behind you. And this is the most comfortable position for me to meditate in. However, once my feet do get a bit tired or fall asleep, you can't go into any other position with these. Like, you can't really go cross-legged because you can't sit on the edge of it. So it's less versatile in that really only one position works. We can absolutely just sit on a chair. We don't want to put our back against the backrest. So we want our feet to touch the floor. Just sit nice and tall. Alternatively, if you really want to use the backrest because you're so uncomfortable, just get your sit bones really back in there so that you're nice and tall, so you're not slouching at all. Once you find a comfortable position, the next thing is to decide whether you want to keep your eyes open or closed. Honestly, it does not matter. Different traditions will tell you different things, but meditation is a process of looking in. And so I do like to close my eyes. My recommendation is that you try to close your eyes unless you get so drowsy that you're dozing off. If you're not used to sitting still for a very long time, you'll find that you might feel like you're dozing off, but you're actually not. So pay attention. Are you actually falling asleep? Or is it just that your muscles are not used to holding you up when you're inactive for such a long time? So often people experience this, that they think they're dozing off. For the first few weeks they're meditating, but actually they're not. And very quickly that stops happening to them. If you choose to meditate with your eyes open, because you do doze off quite easily, there's a few different ways you can do that. You can put your gaze down just a little bit in front of you. You can turn and face the wall. You do want a plain wall. Anything on your wall will be distracting, even if it's a speck of dust. Believe me, when you're sitting there staring at a wall for any length of time, your mind will make up stories about everything and anything.